So, hi everyone. In this video, I will talk about uh, basically I will talk about a scenario where we have to store. Basically, we have to maintain a number of contacts against an account, right? So, it's a very common scenario, and we can say that every time we face this scenario, and it's a people get confused about this scenario in if they are in the beginning phase of their career, right? And we have to and by using this scenario we can practice, right? About the triggers, right? Apex triggers. Basically, I'm going to show you this scenario using apex triggers, right? So I will not detail about what is apex triggers, how it works, but yeah, after completing this video you will have the fair idea about apex triggers if you have don't much idea about apex triggers, right? So let's come on the requirement first. So basically requirement is like that key, we have to maintain a number of contacts count on the account record, right? So for this I have made a let's refresh this page. So I have two accounts. Basically I have made a two account, Amit Kumar and Onvid, right? So here Amit Kumar, right? So here is no contact against it. So number of contacts, or in the number of contacts field, the count is 0. So I have made a custom field number of contacts on account, and I have to maintain the number of count of contacts against it. So this is the requirement, right? So basically this requirement is like that we have to cover so many scenarios, right? So if I insert a contact, the count will increase. If I delete a contact, the count will decrease. If I update a contact, for example, I have created a contact and updated the account record, means account lookup, means basically change the relationship to another record, right? So the count will decrease from here and will increase to the another record for which we have tagged, right? If I deleted a contact, the count will decrease, and if I undelete the contact record, the count will increase again. Means if you see the operations, there are basically four operations: insert, delete, update, and undelete. Means on these four operations we have to maintain the data, we have to maintain the number of contacts count consistently, right? And people write lots of code for this, but in this example, in this video, I am going to show you a very less code and very compact code and very easy to understand code, and we can cover all the scenarios, right? So I am going to show you by this scenario by using apex triggers, right? So basically, before coming on to the apex triggers, we have to define on which object we have to write a trigger, right? Basically, what is trigger? Trigger runs when we perform some operations on any record, any object, basically, right? Any object record. So if I am going to insert, update, and delete record for on an object, the trigger runs, and whatever logic we have written in the trigger, it gets executed, right? So first we have to decide the object, on which object we have to write a trigger. So let's repeat the requirement, and the answer is within that requirement itself. Means on the insert of contact, we have to increase the count on account. Means on the insert of contact, so I have to perform the logic on insert of contact, right? So the trigger should be on contact itself, right? So first identify the object. People get confused where to write. Yeah, I have the requirement. Should I write trigger on account or contact? No. So first define on which objects the DML is going to happen. Since trigger runs on DML, so we have to identify the DML scenario. So in this case, we will insert the contact, update the contact. So we have to write on contact itself, right? After that, we have to identify the operations. So in trigger, we have to identify the operations. So we have already talked about the operations, right? Insert, update, delete, and undelete. We have to run the trigger on these operations. Means we have to run, we have to execute the trigger on these operations. After that, again, we have to identify the their type of trigger, which type of trigger we have to write. We have to write, right? It's before and after. There are two types of trigger: before and after. Should I use before and should I use after? Let's repeat the requirement again. The answer is within that requirement. Means on the insert of contact. After the insert of contact, we have to increase the count. Means we have to use after. Why after? Because we will not increase the account on the, we will not increase the count on account record on before insert or update or delete of contact, right? Before we cannot, because in before trigger the record is will be not be committed. So for example, I have written a trigger on before and I have increased the count on account record, but in the before trigger and in the before trigger, there comes an issue and contact did not get inserted, right? So in this scenario, the data will not be consistent. So first identify the object, then operations type, कि क्या what will be the operations, क्या operation रहेंगे. Then again we have to identify कि the trigger type, what will be the trigger type before and insert, right? So let's jump into the directly code, right? So here is the trigger. We have written a trigger. Contact, the name of the trigger is contact trigger, and we have written on the contact, right? And here we have defined the operations and type of the trigger: after insert, after update, after delete, and after undelete, right? Because in this scenario we have to perform the logics to maintain the consistent data. Now here I have created an object of a class contact trigger handler. In this class we will write all the logics. Now there is a switch statement, and we all know switch statement, right? It's like a if else, means case statements, right? You can say that. So basically we have to perform the logic on some operations type, right? Not on every operations type. The in not on before insert, not on before update, not on before delete, not on before undelete, right? So we have to perform the operations on some particular operations types, so we can make use of switch on trigger dot operation type, because this trigger dot operation type basically is a context variable which return the operation type after insert, after update, after delete, after undelete. Basically this is a enum, right? So it will return the constant value of after means like after insert, after update, after delete, and after undelete. On this operation type, I am calling a method update contact count of this class, and I am passing the values from here. So on after insert, I am passing trigger dot new, right? Trigger dot new, basically it will contain the new records. Whatever I am inserting the records, it will store those records. I am passing null. Why I am passing null, I will let you know. And trigger dot operation type. For in after update, I am passing trigger dot new, trigger dot old map. Basically trigger dot old map stores the previous values, right? In update, so for example, if you are updating a record, so it will contain new values also, right? And means that record is going to update with new value in place of previous value. So new value trigger dot new will contain the new values, and trigger dot old map contains the previous values, right? So let's example. For example, I have changed Amit account name Amit Kumar. Now I'm changing onward. So in trigger.new, the value will be onward, and in the trigger.old map, the value will be Amit Kumar. For example, if we have to perform some logic, ki account name is changed or not. So how we can do that? If I have not, if I don't have the previous value, how I can identify that this value have been changed or not? So trigger dot old map comes in picture in case of, right, this scenario. And I am passing trigger dot operation type here, right? So on this basis of why I am passing on the basis of operation type, I can perform some logic in the class. Similarly, after delete and after undelete, I am calling the same method and handling all the logic within the same method. So let's jump into this method, update contact count, right? So the first parameter is list of contacts, right? Since we have written trigger on contact, so trigger dot new will contain list of contacts, right? And this will contain map. I am passing old map, means this will contain contact ID as a key and whole contact object record, and it will it will store the previous values. Here it is a system dot trigger operation. It's basically enum. Whatever we are passing the operation type, it will store the value. Means after insert, after update, it will store, it will have the value. Then again we are calling here get account ID. One method we are calling, and I am passing the contacts, whatever contacts are coming. So basically this method, what this method is doing, I am passing the contacts, running the loop, and getting the account IDs. Means whatever contact we are inserting against the accounts, for example, sorry. So think in the bulk perspective. For example, I am inserting 100 of contacts against many accounts, right? So this will return all the account IDs in that transaction. For example, let's see example. I've inserted two contacts, and each contact is related to different accounts. So this will return two account IDs, right? Similarly, here I am passing, here I am calling same method, but it's a different method with same name but different parameter, means overloaded method. Here I am passing old map also. Why I am passing old map? Because I have to maintain the old value also. Sorry. Why I have to maintain the old value? For example, if I am updating a contact and I am changing the account lookup to some, I am changing the account lookup. Maybe I will be blanking. I am making it blank, and I am changing with another account record, right? So according to that, I have to increase or decrease the count also, right? So here I have passed trigger.new and trigger.old map. I am running the loop here, right? And I am checking if old map is not null, means it's a case of update, right? So I am checking old map not equal to null, and if trigger.new means whatever record has been coming to is coming to insert, right? Is coming to insert. Checking the account ID field is not similar, not same with previous, means if I'm change if there is a record contact, and let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Means I'm saying if I'm updating a contact and changing its account lookup field to account value to another account, so it is checking if the value is same or not. So on the basis of that, we are storing the previous account IDs. Why we are storing the previous account IDs? Why? Because we have to decrease the count, right? For means we are changing the contact from previous to newer one. So this method will return the old account ID. If any of if on the contact, if some of the contact or any of the contact is getting changed with new account records, new account field, right? So this will return the old account IDs. So similarly, based on this, if account IDs means this new account ID is greater the size. If it has size, I am calling a get account map. Means we are fetching all the account, and I'm just querying the number of contacts field because we have to update in this field only. Similarly, old account map I have created and calling this method. Means at till point of this line, I have the account records also of new account also and old account also, right? So that we can update accordingly. Now I am running a loop on which trigger.new means the record which has come to insert, update, delete, or whatever, right? Undelete. So I am running the loop on it. And now I'm running switch on operation. Switch on operation. What is the operation? This is enum. Switch on operations, and it will return after insert whatever the context is getting passed from here. If it is after insert, then it will have then this block will run. What I am doing, if it is after insert, so I have all the values. I have all the values. Means I have this account means, for example, this is a contact is coming, right? Coming to insert. I have, and whatever account ID is getting tagged with it, I have already queried and stored in account map, right? Means if it is insert scenario, I have to increase the count, right? Means if, see here, visualize this. If I am creating a new contact here, right? New contact here, and this will come, means this is a, basically this is a one record, right? One record will come, and I am checking account map. It, does this account map has the value? Yes, it has. When it will have the value? If I created a contact and tagged with this account. So this I am also checking key if account map dot get c dot account id means the contact which is coming to insert has account id also. Now, yes, it is there in the map. Now I am getting account map dot get means I'm getting the record, that actual record which is present on the value side of the map. Means if you see the account map here, map id account, means when I get the key c dot account id, it will give the actual account record, means this record it will give, and I am increasing the count of this field. You can see here clearly number of contacts plus equal to 1 means if it is a 0 it will increase 1, if it is a 2 it will 2 plus 1 3, right? So we have handled the after insert scenario, right? Will come later in after update, let complete after delete. Similarly, after the what after delete will do, we are just we are just decreasing the count. Account map means suppose if there is a contact, I'm going to delete this contact, right? So in this for loop, that contact will come, and I'm checking key what account is tagged with that contact, right? So I have already in the map, account map dot get I have already that account. So account map dot get c dot account id. So I will get that record, account record dot field name means till this, whenever I write this line map dot get c dot account id, it will return account record. Then dot field record dot field name means it will it will return account object dot field name minus equal to 1. It will decrease the amount. Sorry, the count. And similarly, after undelete, basically after undelete is a case of insertion only, right? Means the record is going to insert again from the recycle bin. So similarly, it's a case of after insert only. So here we have increased the count. Now come to the after update. So in after update, I have handled two scenarios. So for example, in after update, if I am updating the contact record with the value, for example, let's understand and I will make you understand. Let's create a contact against it. Mr. 1. And I'm creating this, right? So this is a case of insertion, the count will increase here, right? You can see that one. I have already talked, I have already told you, I have already shown you the example. Now, what I'm doing, sorry, I'm updating this contact. So what I can do, I can I can replace this, make it blank, and what I can do, I can change it to another account. Means I am tagging this contact with another account. So in this scenario, what will happen? What will happen? On which account the count will get increased, right? So visualize this. This will be a account map, means new account map. Means basically what is new value, whatever the new value is coming, it will be it is here, it is on with. Now so in account map we are storing the new values, new account. So we will get that new account and increase the account, right? For onward account it will increase the count because we are tagging, right? But what we are doing, we are replacing it with Amit Kumar account. What will it do? So where we have stored previous values, previous account values in old account map. So we can get it from the old account map and we are decreasing from the old account map. So here it is decreasing from the account record, right? For example, if I save this, so you can see that here the count will decrease to, so now it is coming error. Why it is coming error, I know this. So let's handle this scenario also. I can show you why it is coming exception. So I will tell you why it is coming exception. So onward. So basically there is no contact against. So I think the page layout are different, so no worries. So number of contacts is blank here, right? So I have to make it 0. We have to handle it in this code, using this code also, or you can make a default value as 0 if it is a blank, right? So we can handle this code. I have not handled in this code. So that's why exception is coming, because in null you cannot add anything, right? You cannot perform arithmetic operations, right? So now I'm saving. So now if I change, sorry. Now I'm tagging this contact with onward account. So here I can refresh this page. So from here accounts, account count should decrease. So you can see that now count is 0. Here count is 0, it should increase. So you can see that count has increased. So means you can see that the update scenario is also working, right? So now in the last line, after running all the loop, we are updating the map, old account map and old account, account map and old account map values, right? Means in the map we have stored all the records of account, and then we are getting the records and updating. We are getting the record and updating the fields, right? So after that we can, in the last we are updating the map values. In the map values we have stored all the account records, right? So that's the simple, you can see that simple trigger in 90 number of lines, we have maintained all the scenarios of maintaining the number of contact count on account. Very simple, and it will handle a bulk also. So since the video will be long, so I will not going to show you for bulkification test, but however you can test this scenario also using this code. I will paste this code in the description. Thank you.